Hello there and welcome back. It's day 5 of Interactive Elements Week. I hope you've been enjoying all the videos. I've been having a ton of fun creating all these projects and sharing them with you. Today we get to create with the 3D flower die. As you can see, there are 6 dies in this set of varied sizes of flowers. So we are going to create some fun projects with this set today, and let's go ahead and get into it. So I said 6 dies, but clearly there are 5, and you can see there's a good assortment of sizes here. This largest one is about 4 inches across, pretty good size flower, and then we have this one's about 3 1/4, 2 3/4, and 2 1/2, and then of course you have the stamen as well. I'm going to show you how you can mix and match these flowers to create different looks. So let's go ahead and get into our project. First, you'll need a top folding note card. I've cut this from charcoal cardstock. I have 2 pieces of white daisy, and I'm going to use this floral background die here from the core catalog to cut that out. And then I also, from the fancy borders thin cuts, I'm going to do kind of a diagonal piece here. So I want to make sure to tape this one down so it doesn't move, and I'll run those through my die cutting machine. So now we have all our pieces. I'm going to layer these like you see here, but let's go ahead and get started on our flower. So for this card project, I'm going to use the 2 smallest floral dies, and then we'll also want the stamen. So I have Canary cardstock for the stamen and then peach. I'm showing you it's 2-sided. You get 2 colors in each cardstock. I am going to cut my images from the darker side of the peach. You can see that I have 4 flowers total, 2 of each size, and if you have a quilling tool, it works very well to wrap this up, but you don't have to. You can just kind of hold it around a paper piercer or something like that and roll this up. And then you fan out the little stamens, and it's designed to set in the center of the flower. But I want mine to be a little flatter, so I'm going to do something a little different with those. I'm going to do a little ink blending, so I'm setting down my all-purpose mat, and I have the peach ink and an ink blending tool. So the all-purpose mat makes this really simple to clean up. You don't have to worry about inking up your tabletop. I'm just going around the edge, so you can see I'm giving this flower a little depth and shading. So I went ahead and off camera and did all 4 of those pieces, and now we need to train them. You can fold them down or you can fold them up. For this project, I'm just running my fingernail and I'm bending each petal upwards. So I'm going to repeat that process for all 4 of these flowers. Once we have our images ready, we can glue these together. I'm using liquid glass. This is a very strong adhesive. I just need a little dollop in the center, and you can see that I am offsetting those. And now I'm going to layer the 2 smaller ones, and again I'm going to offset these as well. So just putting a little dollop of any type of liquid glue works well, because then you can spin them into place. We'll give that a second to dry, and then we can work on our stamens. So what I'm going to do is take my micro tip scissors and actually cut these. I'm leaving a little bit of that strip on the bottom, but just the tiniest amount. And then I'm cutting them into sections of 2. 2 or 3 would work. I just happen to go with 2. And so you get each one of these trimmed down, put a good dollop of liquid glass in the center, and then I'm going to place these little cut pieces of the stamen around the edge here. I recommend grabbing a pair of tweezers. That really helps with these tiny pieces, and it may seem a little intense, but I think it's worth it in the end. It looks very, very cool. I'm going around spreading them all out, and then I'm going to seal it with a little circle. Now this is from a punch that I have in my craft room. So just any type of little element in the middle, and isn't that pretty? It looks so good. Before we put our card together, I need to stamp my sentiment. That floral background die is uneven, so it would not give us a nice crisp image. So go ahead and put your foam down. I am using a thank you sentiment. It just says thank you so much. You could, of course, customize this with any sentiment you would like. And I'm making sure that's good and inky, and I'm stamping this on the lower bottom corner there, and there, that looks great. So now we can adhere this to our card panel. For the background die, I'm going to apply glue around the edge, and then I'm just going to concentrate on the larger elements. You don't have to cover every square inch, just, you know, here and there, and that will suffice. Again, liquid glue works great for this, and it will allow you to get it positioned on the card easily. So we'll go ahead and flip that over, line this up. This is for an A2 card panel, so it is 5.5 by 4.25. And now we can layer this piece over the bottom corner here. I really love that scallop stitch border. It really adds a lot to this card face. So we're just getting that lined up and squished down into place, and now we can add our flower. I decided to add a couple leaves. So from the thin cut leaves from the annual catalog, I've cut 2 of those out from Fern Cardstock. You can see it has one edge that is a stem. I'm going to cut that off and actually use this part as what is showing from behind my flower. It just gives a little bit of a different look. It's more of a rounded edge and not quite so pointy, so just a different look. I'm placing my flower, and I'm going to just kind of experiment with the placement of these, and maybe like this. Yeah, not quite right. I think I like them better together. There, that looks good. To dress this card up even a step further, I'm going to bring in some silver embellishing thread. I'm wrapping this piece around my fingers 3 times, and then I'm going to spread the loops out so they're uneven. I always like to use a glue dot to hold these together, so I'm just going to put one on my desk here and then lay the string down and ball it up around it so it kind of encapsulates it, and then we can tuck this behind our flower. This just adds a really pretty finishing touch, and now we can adhere our elements. I'll go ahead and get the leaves tacked down. Now I'm just doing the tip that is behind the flower, so we don't have to glue the entire thing down. So just the bottom portion there, and then a little liquid glass on the back of the flower center, adjusting the silver thread just so that's perfectly laid, and we'll press that down, and there you go. Since I used charcoal for my card base, I'm going to add a little panel of white daisy to the inside so you have a place to write your sentiment. I always love to leave a border around the outside. I just think it's a nice finished look, and this card is done. I have lots of other cards to share with you, so let's go ahead and take a look at those. This next card is very similar. I just switched up the color scheme and added pattern paper, Smoothie cardstock, and vellum. I went ahead and used liquid pearls for the center there. I like how it's translucent, so that smoothie kind of peeks through the liquid pearls. This next card is a similar color palette. I did charcoal for the background and embossed that. And then the light side of peach, the congrats is from the Everyday Moments Cricut cartridge, I believe. And then for the side there, I added the decorative border with this element from the Fancy Border Thin Cut dies. For this next card, I used 3 of the 4 flower options, and then I added some vellum leaves. The tags are from a Picture My Life card from the Serenity collection. And then for this one, also from Serenity paper pack, I added liquid pearls, but this time using dots, and it looks really pretty on that Sapphire cardstock. And now these flowers are made with just the smallest flower die. This next card was inspired by Jema Malmi. I used the Dreamy holographic paper, mixed in some vellum, and put this flower together using all 4 of the flower dies. So this is the largest one included, and this is an A2 card size. From the Artiste Cricut collection, I made this little matchbox and put a coordinating flower. It slides out, and I have a package of our bluebell sequins in there. And I thought this is a perfect little birthday gift for a crafty friend. It can be a thank you gift also, so it's a nice little set you can put together with these flowers. So you can see by mixing and matching the different papers and the different flower dies, you can get some really different looks for your projects. I hope you've enjoyed all of today's projects. I think I got a little carried away with the flowers. I'm ready for a tropical vacation now. Wouldn't that be nice? But if you missed any of my extravaganza videos for Interactive Elements Week, I'll have those linked up in a playlist down below. So be sure to check the description box and you can find all those videos there. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciated reading all of your comments, and it's been a lot of fun. So I will see you guys in the next video.